We waited and nobody came.
The words of a Rwandan genocide survivor. Eugenie Mukashimana was in high school when the carnage came to her country. The 100-day massacre left more than 1 million dead. In the wake of the tragedy, the UN was criticized for not intervening.
The consequences of failing to heed the warning signs were monumentally horrifying. We must never forget the collective failure to prevent the Rwandan genocide.
Romeo Dallaire was the peacekeeping commander in Rwanda who famously foresaw the impending genocide, but was ignored by the United Nations.
This plan of extermination of an ethnic group was a deliberate action that we saw coming, and we watched.
The anniversary comes at a time when other countries are facing civil war, born out of religious or ethnic hatred, in the Central African Republic, South Sudan and Syria. As such, Dallaire wonders how much has changed.
I'm still pissed off. I still say that because there are still hundreds of thousands who are slaughtered and millions upon millions who are internally displaced and refugeed, and it still hasn't gained the engagement of those who have the capacity of doing something.
The message from the UN: if the anniversary is to be remembered, it should also act as a warning to prevent future violence. 20 years later, and the United Nations has changed. It's rewritten the way that it protects civilians in conflict zones, now allowing for the use of force. But with civil wars still raging around the world, the question is whether the United Nations has changed enough. Nick Harper, CCTV, at the United Nations in New York.